is Jaden Hardy. 6'4", 190 pounds. He's got a 6'9" wingspan. He's going to be 20 years old at the time of the draft. He's spending his time with the G League Ignite, and this one sentence for him is simple, to me at least, and it was simple for the Ringer too. Pure bucket getter who needs to improve his efficiency and playmaking. Give me some strengths and weaknesses for Jaden Hardy.
Oh, you're gonna make me do the Jaden Hardy?
Oh, I can do it.
I thought you were gonna do.
Sorry, we did not talk beforehand. Smooth ball handler with a deep bag, moves to create space and launch shots off the bounce. He is a guy that can put the ball in the basket in a bunch of different ways. Catch and shoot, driving to the rim. He can get his shot off basically anywhere, right? I mean, he's only 6'4", but the 6'9" wingspan helps him to like lift the shot over guys at times. Isolation scoring is like his thing. He's just another one of the incredible list of guys that have come through the NBA, just being able to get your own shot, score in isolation. He made 35.7% of his pull-up two-point jumpers and only 27.4% of his threes off the dribble per synergy. So like the efficiency in the G League was not great for him this year, but he was asked to do a whole lot. And he averaged like almost 20 points a game in the G League. It was a big step up from high school to where he was in the G League, playing against pros and all that. And on defense, he battles. There are times when he definitely is like not interested, but he can fight through screens, took some charges, battles through defense. That's what I'll let Kevin O'Connor. He's the one that wrote that on the Ringer. He can take that because I didn't see a ton of battling, but that was their take. Couple of weaknesses. He doesn't have a very quick first step. He's not a guy that's going to like really get past you. He's shifty and he can get around you. Like he's a little more rhythm than he is just like blazing speed to the rim. And he struggled to finish at the rim a little bit. He's not an uber athlete, but he is a good athlete where he's going to throw down some dunks and you're going to go, oh my God. And then the efficiency. I mean, he only shot 27% from three overall, but he did make 36.6% of his catch and shoot threes. And we saw a guy like Kuminga really struggle with his shot in the G League with the G League Ignite last year and then fare a little bit better in the NBA. So I wonder if there's just a big learning curve for that G League Ignite. This is only the second year of that team. So it's interesting. Yeah. We don't have a big sample size of how guys translate from, high school where they were to the Ignite and then to the NBA.
It's fascinating to see how people view Jaden Hardy because you get a guy like Kevin O'Connor at the Ringer that has him as like a top 15 guy. Yeah. You see another big board that has him in the 30s. You see another big board that has him late teens and early 20s because...
Well, I have the ones that we look at. Raphael has him at 22. The Ringer had him at 15. ESPN mocked him at 22, and The Athletic mocked him at 23.
Yeah, so, there was the report, the Magic beat reporter for The Athletic said that, Harden... Robbins, I think it was Josh Robbins, who said today, Harden said in his, workout that he was going to has a workout for Dallas coming up. And I say it's so fascinating to see how people view him because he took the Jalen Green route. It was very high recruit, bypasses on college. Like, let me list you some guys that Jaden Hardy was above in the ESPN recruiting rankings. He was number two behind Chet. Okay. So, that means he was higher than Paolo, is higher than Jabari Smith, Jalen Duren at Memphis. I mean, all the other guys in this draft class, basically coming out of high school, Ty Washington, all these guys, he was above them. And I remember when you're looking at his like recruiting and stuff, like his recruiting list, the teams he got offers from, Arizona, Kentucky, Memphis, like every one of these bigger teams that are offering all the top players right now, he got and I say that because he was this ultimate scorer coming out of high school, one of the top recruits of his class. He chooses the Jalen Green route and says, all right, I'm going to go to, G League Ignite team. It obviously worked out for Jalen Green because he goes in the top three of his draft. Yeah. Doesn't work out as much for Jaden Hardy in the G League. And he falls down a little bit, slips. He's not a projected top 10 pick. So now it's just kind of like beauty in the eye of the beholder of like how a team sees him and how you want to look at it and say, all right, are you going to be a legit number two option on a team and scoring? Like I'm not, I don't go as far as like giving like really hard yeses or nos on a guy, but I'm not like in love with him. I'm not in love with his fit in Dallas just because he is that microwave guy. I don't love the defense. I would prefer a 3-and-D type of wing instead of, hey, just go get me a bucket type of guy like Jaden Hardy, because But what's his ceiling? What does a team view his ceiling as? I wrote down Jordan Poole. Is he a Jordan Poole type of guy? Or is he a microwave guy who's not playing defense that can create a shot, get hot on the wing some?
The Ringer has the shades of like they're kind of like it could be a little bit of this player, a little bit of this player. And the two players that were up there were Bradley Beal. It's like you can kind of see it, same size as the jumper. If like everything comes together for him, he could be Bradley Beal. The other one was Dion Waiters. I was like, that is it. I was like, that's the spectrum right there for Jaden Hardy. It's like he could either be a sixth man of the year, he could be an all-star, or he could be Dion Waiters, right? Which is a good thing in some years and a really bad thing in other years.
Yeah. So I listened to this interview with the Ignite head coach the other day talking about Hardy because this is this Ignite team that had Dyson Daniels, had Beauchamp, had Jaden Hardy here. And
you listened to that on Big Board, right? Locked on Big Board.
Was it Big Board? Yeah. It was. It was Sam, who was the guy? It wasn't Raphael.
No, it was Sam
Richard.
Ferris. Yep.
Sam Ferris. So great interview, quick 20-25 minute interview. So go check it out. He talks about all three of those players. He talks a little bit about Scoot Henderson at the end. But no, it was just. I just don't. It's hard to figure out exactly. You're either in love with him as a scorer at the next level, or you're viewing him as just a microwave guy off the bench that you hope that he can be efficient. And I'm kind of in between. I guess I kind of lean towards the latter of, I think that's his like route. And for Dallas, there's just a couple different types of players I would prefer than, hey, let's just go get the bucket getter.
I feel like there are players and prospects in the draft that you can watch a couple of like you can watch a couple games or even like a couple clips or highlights and read some stuff from people and go, I think I got it, right? I think I got it. With Jaden Hardy, I think you have to just watch every single game he's played in, see his decision-making, see when he decides to go for a shot and doesn't. And like you have to see all the processes that he goes through in every single decision that he makes and then make a calculated decision. And so I'm not going to, I haven't come to a decision on Jaden Hardy, to be honest, because I definitely didn't get to watch enough on him, and I'd have to watch a ton to be able to really feel like, okay, I think I have an understanding of this guy, because you just read all the stuff about him. It's like, okay, I've seen this guy 100 times before. You have to be so elite at these things that he's good at in order to be really good in the NBA. And so you go to why the Mavs should take him and why the Mavs shouldn't take him. If they do take him, they're betting on his ability to get his own shot and his physical tools so that he can become an ideal scoring threat next to Luka. Like he could be an all-star. He has the tools. He has the jumper looks really good. He's able to get his shot off anywhere on the court. He's 6'4". He's got the 6'9" wingspan. Athletic enough, right? Like if everything comes together, he could be that all-star type guy. But the reason why you don't take him is to be a top-level scorer in the NBA, you have to be elite as a shot maker. And we're not sure if he can get there, right? Was the efficiency in the G League that we saw shooting like 35% from the floor and like 27% from three, is that the efficiency we're going to see in the NBA? Does that improve? And I think that's the reason not to take him if you think that.
And it's about the fit too, to where I'm a lottery team. I have another pick in this draft in that second round. I'm the Spurs. I'm swinging for it. Like that's where I'm swinging. But in Dallas, I want somebody that can play in the playoffs. I want I want somebody that's the 3-and-D that plays defense and all that stuff instead of I think for him to get better, it's going to be, hey, allowing him to learn from his mistakes, be more efficient with the ball in his hands. Yeah. And he's just not going to come to Dallas and say, all right, whenever Luka's not on the floor, you're going to be getting the ball in your hands the whole time. So
Dinwiddie's just looking over at him like, the hell are you doing?
He's like, kids, sit down. Let me tell you about crypto.
But first, let me tell you about crypto.
But no, I think he could be good. He's just the first guy that we've talked about. We've talked about EJ Liddell, Jalen Williams, and Koloko, and we're going to continue our draft profiles. He's the first one that I'm like, I think he has a good future in the league. It's just as far as fit, there's a couple different types of players that I would prefer in Dallas over a Jaden Hardy.
And this type of player takes too long to have the impact that the Mavs need this pick to have, right? It's just
and watch them draft him, and then I'm just eating all my work. So.
They have a workout with him, right? This is the first one I think that we've learned that has a workout with the Mavericks. So that's why we were talking about him today.
And real quick, why you take him too? One more thing. Why somebody would take him in the 20s, especially at 26, and would be the selling point. I'm telling you right now, if they draft him and the first pod that we're doing is saying, well, now you're taking the home run swing.
Yeah,
a guy that was number two in the class, right behind Chet going in a year ago, going into college and G League season. Now you're going to get him at 26. Then holy crap. Like this is the home run type of swing on it. So that would be my selling pitch, Bella. But